You know, no big deal. Hey everybody, we're here today with another video. I had a lot of people asking me to make videos about what my experience was like going to San Jose State. I just recently graduated. Here it is, y'all, 4 whole ass years later, and this is what you get. Obviously, if I were to explain the whole 4 years, it would be literally a 4-hour long video. So we're probably just gonna go into like what my first year there was like. And our special guest today is actually super duper important because it is probably where it all started with my like fascination with rubber. This deck is from the summer program that I was in my freshman year. Back when I was first starting at San Jose State, I tried finding so many videos on like people's experiences or vlogs or just like a tour of the campus, and the options in the videos on YouTube were pretty limited. But today there's so many videos that you can find online now that my time has passed there. I just really wanted to like talk about it and, you know, give my input. Whoever sees this, you know, like congrats if you're going to San Jose State, if you got in, or if you're like thinking about it. I wanted to put this video out in the beginning of August because I know people have probably already made their decision of where they want to go to school. Not like experience that most people had. I went to San Jose State starting my freshman year. I took a year off after I graduated high school. I'm really gonna go into detail about why or how. If you guys want to know, or like you guys want like a video on like what it is like in that gap year and you guys want to learn more about it, I'll give you like all the reasons and story behind that, but we're not going to go too much into it into this video. Honestly, it was like the #1 school for me. Like this was my top choice. I know some people are like, girl, what the hell, but San Jose State was like my dream school. After I had taken that year off, I was so like excited to just go back to school. I had applied and then I got in. I actually had gotten out of work. My mom was like, oh, like this packet came in for you, and it pretty much has like all the info regarding like your admission into San Jose State. So my mom slid it to me, and obviously like on the front it's just like in big ass letters, it's like you're in, you're in, you're in. I was so excited when I saw that. And then after that I was just like, all right, like that's it, like no questions asked. Like I had other schools to pick from, but San Jose State was the #1. Some things that follow, obviously, like your admission is going to orientation. I feel like their orientation can literally be done in like a day, but they make it 2 days, or at least when I was going to school at that time, they made it into 2 days. Before orientation and before the move-in day for regular school, I actually was part of this summer program, and that summer program changed my life for like ever. It was amazing. It helped me with resources, with mentors, with making friends, getting familiar with San Jose State, and then with getting familiar with a little bit with the city of San Jose. But it was a lot of fun for me. That's literally where I like met my closest, bestest friends, and those are the people I pretty much stayed close to throughout all my 4th year there at State. Vlogs of how excited and like woo, like for like all these other schools that like moving day is for, but honestly moving day was like a nightmare for me. We parked in like the farthest garage from where my actual dorm was at, so that was like a huge like hassle for us to bring all the stuff over to that side. It's like exciting because you get to meet like your roommates or like your mates or like your floor, the people on your floor, your RA, and just like the building that you're gonna be living in. But it was a hot mess. I didn't even stay in the building that I moved into during moving day, so there's that for you. I had like a lot of financial aid and like housing problems in the beginning of the whole like process. Before like my first day of school at San Jose State, I was already thinking about changing schools, or like, you know, what like can I do, because a huge problem for everybody is usually the housing and the financial aid. It's like this really big like issue that it's just there. Like you'll be so excited to go to school, but when it finally hits you right then and there, you're like, what do I do now? Like, where can I go from here? I lived in CBC, and if anybody is like wondering what that is, it's basically like their suite style dorms that they offer at San Jose State. The cons of living there is that they're very like less social, but if you like that sort of thing, maybe that's like the way for you to go. Another con is that you could live with the RA. I started off with a triple at CBC, and it was so small. I overpacked so much for so many unnecessary things that I did not even need or use. So like it was just cramped in that room. There's 4 housing units at San Jose State for freshmen, and it's CB2, CBC, Joe West, and the Bricks. I have experience in living in all of those except for Joe West. I never lived there, but all my friends pretty much live there, so I would sleep over. And the feel of Joe West compared to all the other ones is very like friendly, very social, very outgoing. Like I feel like that's like an easy place to make friends. CBC is more like personal, like closed off, like your own space. CB2 is new, it's like air conditioning. I feel like the videos that are out here on YouTube are mostly of that dorm, so you can definitely go ahead and check those out. But like I said, I had to move out of CBC within like a month of being at San Jose State because like I said, I had like a lot of housing and financial aid problems, so I was like, I like can't stay living here because it was so expensive, and I lived in a triple, guys. So then after that, I moved out of CBC. My other friends, like, they came and helped us move out, and we moved into the Bricks. Now the Bricks is what everybody likes to call like the ugly like dorms of San Jose State. I lived there my whole freshman year, and anytime like I had brought friends over, they were like, oh my gosh girl, like this look like you live here. Like it wasn't like my room that it was like dirty or anything like that. It's just the style of how that building was built. It's literally made out of brick, like red brick, bro. It's all made out of red brick. The lighting in there is a little dim, so it does look a little sad and scary. I lived in a triple, but our third roommate ended up moving out. Hey Leslie, if you're watching this. We were friends because of the summer program going into our freshman year at San Jose State, so we just ended up moving in together our freshman year, and it worked out like for the best. San Jose State. So there's 2 places that you can get food from San Jose State. Is the Student Union and the DC. The DC is known as the Dining Common, and it's pretty much where every freshman student has to eat if they live on campus. I ate a lot of years there, not because I lived on campus, but because I worked on campus for a couple of summers, and then also all of my freshman year. They have like pretty much all of like the foods, like hamburger, like pizza, like burritos, burrito bowls, Asian food. Like they had like sushi and like rice, teriyaki chicken, and just all sorts of kind of like diverse things. You know, there was some days where I ate like good. I can't like be like that's nasty, like, you know. I think the concept of it is like when you eat it for so many days, like pretty much every single day, it can get like a little like, you know. But it was pretty I can't even lie about it. Yeah, you get tired of it after a while. And there's a bunch of other like spaces on San Jose State where they do sell just like food, like little convenience stores, so you can go there and get stuff like quickly like that. And the Student Union basically offers just like a bunch of the food that everybody already like knows and eats. Like they had a Taco Bell, Panda Express, which is obviously like the really popular one. They had Subway, they had Jamba Juice, and just like a bunch of other little like stores and little restaurants within the Student Union. So that's kind of what the Student Union is like. Living at the Bricks, it is like the I think it's the same price as Joe West. They're like, at least when I went to school, they were both the same price. The Bricks, you share the bathroom with the entire floor. There's a guy's side and then there's a girl's side, and I lived on the side where the guy's bathroom was at, so I literally had to walk all the way across into the other hall and go to the bathroom there. So honestly, like if you're like at 2 a.m. and you stayed up late doing homework and you have to go to the bathroom, you literally have to go all the way down to the other hall. It was like, I don't know, it's scary at that hour, so I really didn't like want to even leave the dorm at that point. Neil was really like, do you need to go? Like, I'll go with you, and like this and that, we would brush our teeth together, because yeah, like even though you're like in a dorm or whatever, like say, like you're still like, you know, I gotta be with somebody. I don't know, that's how me and her felt, and that's pretty much how we would do it. If I find any videos or pictures of what that dorm looked like, or what the bathrooms look like, or what I have any content of my freshman year, I'll definitely upload it onto this video somewhere, because I want y'all to see like what that experience was like. One time I posted a picture of the bathrooms, and people were like what is that, girl? a dorm, but it was nice. Obviously, if you have a double, you have like your own space, like your own desk, your own closet, and that kind of stuff. But if you're living in a triple, you do have to share the closet space, which is a little hungry. But yeah, it is a bit tight, but like I said, I lived in a triple with only one other person, so it worked out for the both of us. Very nervous. I hadn't been to school in over like a year, so I was so scared. Like I was like, you know, I was prepared because of that summer program that I was in, but I still was very like, oh my gosh, like, I'm just like it's my first day of school. Like I was like excited but very overwhelmed at the same time. Now people there, I don't know, I felt like everybody had their lives together or something. Like I sit in the auditorium with 300 people and literally like people take laptop out, notes. And I was literally there like, dude, what do I do? Like, you know, fast paced. That's how it was. That's literally how it was. And it was very overwhelming for me to like kind of get used to that. And it's not to scare anybody, but it really is like overwhelming when there's so many people like at once who I felt like had their stuff together. I was like a breadcrumb in this loaf of bread. Like I really didn't know what to do. But you learn and you adapt. That's one of the biggest things. You have to make friends in your classes. If you need something, those people are usually there for you most of the time. You miss a class or something goes wrong and you just have that like one solid person that's gonna be like able to like help you out. I was super involved my freshman year. When I say involved, like I really was like in clubs. Like I had a position at a club. I was out and about going to events, like, and by events I mean school events, opportunity volunteers, go on like something. I was there and I was doing it, dude. Like I was so much more involved than I was my other years at San Jose State. Just like jumped into everything, and honestly it was the best thing I could have done because I really networked and made so many good friends and connections with professors and with my other peers as well. It really did help a lot in the long run. It's just what I'm trying to say. Honestly, I have always thought I was good at English. Like, I don't know, I'm terrible at math, so I for sure knew I was good at English. And so when I took my first English class at San Jose State, I was like prepared. My professor assigned this huge research paper, then I turned it in. And then like maybe like a week or two later, the professor basically said, I'm sorry everybody, but I cannot grade these because if I did, I would have to fail all of you. Dude, when I heard that, I was like, bro, like I really like, damn, that paper was trash. I soon came to realize that like I was not that good at English basically. Yeah, hard reality to like handle when that's like the one thing that you think you're like decent at and then it turns out that you're not. So yeah, it definitely humbled my ass. I would go to office hours, I would work on rough drafts, I would turn them in, I was like participating because some professors really care about participation more than the work that you're putting on paper. So I participate a butt ton in that class, and what did I get? I got a C in that class, and I was like, wow, it was like literally my first semester and I already got a C. What is that? But that was not my first big L mistake of my first semester at San Jose State. This was a really hard learning lesson, but I do feel that I need to put it out there because I noticed that it's not just me, that it could be like a lot of other people. But living with my parents pretty much all my life, and my parents are very, very strict. When I had the opportunity to finally be free, as most people say, like living on your own and living your best life and living your dream life, and you know, no curfew, like nobody telling you what to do, nobody telling you where to go, like I was like, I've been waiting for this. But when the time came, I don't know how really ready I really was for it. I didn't run wild, like I wasn't like, you know, out and about every single night, but I did take advantage of the fact that I was finally living on my own. So my school obviously should always be a priority, especially if you're paying that much money for it. My first semester was like, I really like plummeted that GPA like bad my first semester. I was in this math class. I said before, I'm terrible at math. I had an A the entire semester, and going into the final, I studied so hard the night before with my other classmates. I did all the homework assignments, and when I finally went to go take that exam, I failed my first final and I did not pass the class. That like mistake led me to a lot more stress and heartache later down in my journey at San Jose State. So so it really did, for lack of a better term, screw me over the rest of my time there. So, but it was because of this newfound freedom, and I just didn't know how to handle it. I did not know how to hold myself accountable to be, I was responsible and I was independent before I moved out of my parents' house, but it was just living in a new city, like being with new people, having my own space, like that was something I don't think I handled very well my first semester. Obviously I came back later into my second semester, a whole bunch of other issues at that time, but it was for sure like a way better semester than the first one, at least like academic wise and just like personal growth wise. Like my first time even being at San Jose State, it was just magic for me. Like it was my #1 choice, and then when I finally got there, like nothing changed for me at all. Like it was still #1, and I loved it so much. Like literally, like my first couple years there, I was all about San Jose State. I was like, I love San Jose. Like, and then whenever it was spring break or Christmas break, all I wanted to do was go back. Like I just wanted to be back in San Jose, and that's pretty much how it was, just because I loved it that much. So it was real hard when I finally graduated and I had to move out. As I mentioned before, I lived in the Bricks, which is San Jose State's oldest building, and I'm not gonna include in this video, but some scary stuff did happen in there, and by scary stuff I mean like paranormal stuff. I'm definitely gonna do like another video on that, but like a separate time. That's why I didn't even mention any of that in this one, but be prepared to see another video about that. Don't be scared like if you're going to live there. Oh my gosh, I feel like I put so many bad thoughts of that building into people's heads, but honestly, if that's what you can afford, then do it. Like I lived there, it was fine. I made friends, and it's like a really friendly building. Like I had mentioned before, it's very social. It was cool living there. It was just for that 1 year. Don't like take what I say. I hope I didn't scare any of you guys, because it really is like the more like economic option. Semester, like I said, a lot of self-growth happened. I got the job at Cinnabon, and I would commute to that job because it was in another city. That also helped me like really learn how to be a little bit more better with my time management and to like not really procrastinate so much. I was still involved with the clubs and the organizations that I was already involved with before on campus. I applied for a position at the summer program that I was in before, and I got it, and for me that was literally like the biggest win of like my freshman year. Like I was literally a freshman applying for like this big girl position, and I got it. So for me, like that was like really crazy. It really goes to show like what like the good things that can happen from that. And after that, I really did put my ass in check because of that class that I had failed. If I didn't pass in my spring semester, then I would have been no more sharing at San Jose State. So I really tried hard, and I was going through like 16 units, working like over like 25 hours a week, and still like doing all these like extracurricular activities, and I ended up passing the class, and I definitely like improved that GPA like a lot more, and I just took things like a lot more seriously, because you're investing so much into this. It's not just like your money, but it's literally your whole like your body and your soul. But for real, like you're investing so much into it. Obviously money plays a big factor into it, especially because of how expensive it is to live out there, and the tuition you pay to go to school there. It's worth it in the end, I promise. If you really want it, it's worth it in the end. You're hearing it from me. Total trash my first semester. Here we are. Maybe it's not the move for you, and that's completely okay too. I worked with other students at San Jose State for 3 years, and sometimes it's just not like for you, and that's completely fine. The plan or the destination or the journey for you is at another school, or is at a job, or another state, city, country. Like it could be something else. Even if it's not for you, you know, you have the experience with you, and that is something, you know. I know right now is like crazy. The circumstances are everywhere. No one really knows what's gonna happen. San Jose State has put out some like guidelines and kind of like transitions on what they're gonna do. I'm wishing all of you the best of luck if you're starting school there, or you're transferring, or you're like close to finishing or already started there. Like I'm like rooting for you so hard. College is so hard. Like this is just the baseline. I didn't even go that deep into detail because I had a lot of rough times there. If you guys have any questions, or you guys wanted to hear about what the year off was like, leave comments down below. This is gonna be a mini series because I'm just so passionate about talking about these things, because I know people want to hear about the experiences, and I'm just here to give it to y'all because my time there has passed. So definitely like use me as a resource. I'm super open to talking about all of that. I was so excited to film this because it's just something that I've always wanted to talk about and just help other people out, because no experience and journey is identical. So you know, take this as you want, but this was my experience. So thank you guys so much again for watching. I really appreciate it so much. Okay, please forgive me, you guys, because I just realized all of the background